Live in a space that has minimum sunlight, and do you like having plants? Many people do. An obvious fact is that plants need light, but does it always need to be sunlight? Hello, my name is Adriana Gutierrez. I conducted a controlled experiment where I put 3 plants in different lighting environments and kept a record of the growth of each plant. I took a photo every day of the growing process, and I had an independent variable. My independent variable was the different lightings each plant got, and my dependent variable was how much each plant would grow. The purpose of my experiment was to find out if artificial light could substitute for sunlight and if a plant can grow at all without any light. I planted 3 plants on January 15th, and it took 5 days for the artificial light plant and the absent of light plant to sprout. This was my sunlight plant that sprouted on day 8, and this was my absent of light plant that sprouted on day 5, along with the artificial light plant that also sprouted on day 5. Light plant grew faster than the other plants, but it wasn't as leafy compared as the other. Because the plant was trying to find light, the stem grew way more than the other plants, and there were less leaves than the others. Started to spread. The length was 0.97 centimeters, and the last day of the experiment, the length was at 40.2 centimeters. Artificial light plant grew quite fast, but didn't grow as fast as the absent of light plant. But it's greener and has more leaves. That was 0.68 centimeters at the start and ended at 19.2 centimeters. It didn't grow till later, but when it started to grow, it sprouted straight and the stem was longer with the leaves more on the top. That was at 0.55 centimeters at the start, then at 18.3 centimeters at the end. Why do plants need light? Light for the process of photosynthesis. Plant takes energy it gets from light, turning it into glucose, which is a type of sugar, and turning it into oxygen. Wondered why plants are green? In plants called chlorophyll. Chlorophyll starts the process of photosynthesis. A plant, the chlorophyll will absorb the light, then the energy will be stored to be converted into carbon dioxide. Artificial light and sunlight created beautiful plants. I wanted to know which one was better for plants. Great at growing plants, but plants grown under artificial light tend to be weaker than plants growing in natural light. Is a great source of light for your plants. Balance with wavelengths and is more intense than artificial light. Sunlight is the best option for growing plants. It matters too. Blue/violet is the best for the plants because it encourages growth and photosynthesis. Light isn't the best because plants already have green pigment, which is chlorophyll, so it wouldn't be as effective as the other colors. Me would be changing the type of plant I planted. If I were to do it again, I would pick a garden cress because it also is very fast at growing and it's very good in cooler weathers. I've learned so much over these past 2 weeks about plants and light. Like this project because I wouldn't have known that chlorophyll is what makes plants green and how glucose was made from the process of photosynthesis. I've also learned a lot about lights. I've learned that lights are measured by frequency and wavelength. Conclusion. Absolutely. You can use artificial light if you live or work in a space that has minimum of sunlight.